Yeah, I decided to do a story video on my daughter. For years, there's been so many different rumors and allegations surrounding her death. And I got to the point where I'm just tired of hearing the bullshit. So I went and got the actual documents and proof that show exactly what happened to my baby. Um, that proves that no one in the rap industry, entertainment world had anything or played a part in my daughter's death. She was ambushed and on an attempted robbery by some little kids from Alexandria, Louisiana. Um, Everything that happened it's in the documents. I'm gonna get to that at the end of the video. I'm gonna read y'all the actual paperwork word from word that comes straight from the court, straight from the detectives. But before we do that, I want to take a deep dive into one of the videos that I felt like was responsible in the beginning when she was first murdered, responsible for like sparking the rumors and allegations that she was murdered because my involvement in the case that I was in. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the video. Throughout the video, I'll be stopping periodically to break down if we hear some goofy shit or some shit that just don't make no sense or some unbelievable shit, and just kind of highlight and point out how people just come to the internet and just make up stories and just say shit and don't have it's no truth to it at all, and people actually believe it.
Yeah. Two times this though.
White and rose. Check this set.
Hey, no love. You see, what my daughter was just doing with her teeth with the diamond tester. That's what I told you the other day. I got 10,000 that if you put that same diamond tester on that shit you got on your wrist, man, that machine will blow up.
A lot of Cash Desto. She's the daughter of Hernandez Govan, one of the people who is charged in the murder of young Dolph. He's allegedly the one who recruited the two shooters, man, Justin Johnson and Cornelia Smith. And he's also the person who allegedly has ties to Big Jook, you know. But back in September of 2022, you know, his daughter, Destinee, a lot of Cash Desto, she was murdered while she was out in Houston. After Govan was arrested, it was revealed that he was her father.
We'll see in just a few minutes.
And see, that's another thing. My daughter was killed September 24th, a day prior to my birthday. I wasn't arrested or implicated in the homicide until November 10th. So how would someone even know to harm my daughter about my possible involvement in the murder of young Dolph when I wasn't even arrested yet when she was murdered? Some shit just don't make no sense.
We have new details tonight as we continue to investigate the murder of rapper Young Dolph. Of course, he was gunned down almost a year ago at Makita's Cookies. And tonight we're finding out more about now the third suspect arrested in this case, Hernandez Govan.
Fox 13's Dominique Dillon is joining us in our newsroom tonight. Dominique, Govan's daughter, she was also a rapper, but she was killed in Houston in September.
Yeah, she went by Lotta Cash Desto, but her real name, Destinee Govan. Houston police say the 25-year-old was shot and killed in Houston September 24th, early that morning. Investigators say Govan and her friend were in their vehicle, stopped behind a vehicle at a traffic light. Police say two men got out of the vehicle and started.
That's a picture of my daughter and my son. I suppose I made. What I say, just hearing your little brother voice asking me, Dad, why it have to be my sister? How you get killed on my birthday, baby? I'm on the plane now, Desto. I'm coming, baby. Daddy coming. That's when I was on the plane on the way after she was murdered. Her mom had reached out to me and went down there. Me and Capone moved everything out the house, stuff for her. She was crazy. It was an experience. I ain't see no signs of no soft ass stepdaddies either. Shake ass.
Started shooting at the women. We're told the passenger was also shot but survived her injuries. And Lotta Cash Desto was signed to.
You know, the rumor started to circulate that her murder was retaliation for young Dolph.
All the bloggers and shit was consistently.
Man, if I would have known they were gonna have this Rick James looking ass nigga on the video, I would have went to a whole nother video. This nigga pop up on the screen looking like Prince or Sinbad or Genuine with a man. And this nigga got this gas station ass jewelry, gold ropes on, bubblegum ass chain. Clown, man. Uber driving ass nigga.
Trying to associate uh my daughter's death with my current situation, and it had absolutely nothing at all to do with it.
Approximately 2 weeks after celebrating her 25th birthday, Lotta Cash Desto was fatally shot in Houston, hundreds of miles away from her hometown of Memphis. Desto had went to a club called Spire, and she was reportedly followed leaving the spot, man, which is when she was ambushed while sitting at a red light, and fatally shot. And, the passenger of the vehicle, a chick by the name of Amira Hughes, she was shot as well, but she survived.
With some titties, flip it like a gymnast. I miss that joint like a chemist. The way that I'm living, I just want to keep me.
On September 24th of 2022, at around 2:40 a.m., the shooting took place and local police were dispatched to the crime scene. When they arrived, they found her in the driver's seat of a Porsche with a gunshot wound to the head, and she was unresponsive. They also said she got hit in the arm, and she was pronounced dead on the scene. Amira Hughes, the passenger of the Porsche, she was found close to the vehicle with a gunshot wound to the leg, and she was transported to the hospital for treatment, and she was also interviewed and asked about what happened. Another person was found on the scene, a dude, his name was Christian Williams. He was found across the street in a parking lot close to the crime scene, and he had a gunshot wound to the
That's the dude that ran up to my daughter door. He was the first one to snitch. Ran up to her door, tried to grab and open the door. My daughter did what she was trying to do. Shot him through the door, hit him in the stomach. The detective actually told me that if my daughter didn't have the courage to get her handgun and shoot, that these guys possibly could have got away with the crime.
stomach. He was also transported to the hospital and interviewed about what happened.
Back in Houston now to breaking news overnight where 2 women and a man were shot, and police are trying to figure out if this was road rage, robbery, or something else completely. Police say the car the 2 women were in had been shot up multiple times. 1 woman died and the other was taken to the hospital. A nearby man was also hit. He was taken to the hospital too. Right.
Before we go any further, man, just to provide some background on the case, according to law enforcement and just going off the information they shared after reviewing, the surveillance footage of the area, going from the nightclub all the way to the traffic light, surveillance footage from the parking lot where the guy Christian was found, etc. They were able to determine that this all started at Spire nightclub. It was 2 vehicles that pulled into a parking garage that people can, park at to walk over to the club. It was a 2021, a Dodge Ram with chrome rims on it that pulled into the parking garage. And it was a black 2018 Mercedes-Benz. Multiple people got out of both vehicles and they walked over into the club to Spire. Minutes later, footage shows Desto pull into the parking garage in a Porsche, and her and Amira, they hop out. There's some other cars that pull up and park as well, and they all walk into the club together. Fast forward to the club closing, it shows the people who got out of the Dodge Ram as well as the Mercedes-Benz. They walk back over to their vehicles. Christian Williams was identified as one of the people riding in the Dodge Ram with the rims. Another guy, his name was Jeremiah Smith. He was identified as one of the people riding in the Mercedes Benz. You know what I'm saying? But they
Babies.
all, walked back over to the two vehicles, and they were outside of the vehicle standing there when they noticed Desto and a girl walking out. Christian got back into the Dodge Ram reportedly, and the dude.
And see, that's the thing where like these bloggers, they don't know like the inside. Uh, they wasn't just coincidentally waiting right there on my daughter. They had already knew that it was a chick, someone else on the inside of the club actually watching my baby, um, talking to the people on the outside, communicating. You know, they seen her on the inside of the club, seen her jewelry. They know she be with Lil Uzi. Uzi was one of her best friends, so they knew her jewelry was real. You know, it wasn't fake. It wasn't fake like no love.
Jeremiah, he got it back into the Benz with the other people. They wait for Desto to pull off, and once they see a Porsche pull out of the parking garage, they both follow behind her. She starts coming to a red light, and the Benz gets over in front of her in the far right lane in the street at the light, and the Dodge Ram pulls up behind her. So while they're sitting at the light, according to reports, Jeremiah Smith, he hops out of the Benz, at the light in front of the Porsche, in front of Desto's Porsche. And Christian Williams, he hops out of the back seat of the Dodge Ram that's behind, Desto's Porsche at the light. Shots let off, and it was reportedly a shootout. It said that they had a 9mm as well as a AR pistol. Desto reached for her gun and, let off shots as well. It shows that the Dodge Ram gets over into the middle lane and speeds off, and it shows Jeremiah Smith hopping back into the Benz as, that vehicle speeds off as well. But they left the dude Christian Williams. He got hit in the stomach, and he walked across the street into a parking lot where he collapsed. But during the whole shooting, Desto got hit a couple times. She got hit in the head and hit in the arm, according to reports. And Amira, she got hit in the leg.
Investigators believe more than one person may have gotten out of a car this morning, shooting at two women inside a Porsche SUV before 3 this morning at Chimney Rock and Richmond in southwest Houston. Police say the driver was killed, the passenger injured, and a man not inside the car was also injured. Investigators are looking to determine how he's connected to all of it.
Police got to the scene. They noticed all the shell casings around the Porsche. 223 shell casings, 9mm shell casings. They also noticed a trail of blood leading from the Porsche across the street to the shopping plaza's parking lot. So that one of the police officers, they followed the trail, and they found, a purple ARP that had 223 bullets inside of it. And as they continued to walk, they noticed Christian Williams, in.
And this dummy, y'all, the police got pictures of him on Facebook with the same purple AR-15 gun that they recovered in the homicide. These pictures was taken in Alexandria, Louisiana before they came to Houston for a concert that weekend. That's what they told the detectives, and just so happened to bump into my baby and thought they had an easy lick because she had $300,000 worth of jewelry on.
In the parking lot, man, with a gunshot wound to the stomach.
It's all profit, ain't no way that I can lose. Quit all that capping, don't want static, pull up, give you boys the blues. I'm really having out here active, need no man to make my move. I'm letting shit pop out with two.
During the interview for Amira, she said that, they were at the light when some people got out of the vehicle in front of them and just started shooting at her and Desto. And she said she saw Desto reach for her pistol, and she thinks that she let off a shot, Christian Williams, on the other hand, said that he was in town from Louisiana, was with his homies, and they had went to the club. And as they left the club, he got into a vehicle with some females that he met, and he was in a vehicle behind the Porsche at the light when he saw some people hop out, of the whip in front of the Porsche. And he said that he thinks that they were going to try to rob him when the whole shootout took place. And he said he saw the vehicle skirt off, and he said that he hopped out and took off running. And that's how he got hit. But needless to say, man, they linked, they had enough evidence to link him to the crime, reviewing the footage and all of that. And they charged him with the murder of Desto. The other guy, Jeremiah Smith, he wasn't charged and arrested until months later. It was after they reviewed the footage. They traced the gun, you know what I'm saying, as well as the ammo. They got with ATF to trace the AR-15 pistol and found out that it was linked back to Louisiana, and it was the same address as the one Jeremiah Smith had used as his address when he got arrested for a totally unrelated charge in Louisiana. So they went to the home, man, and they asked the lady. It was a woman there. His grandma actually asked her about the gun, and she said that she had bought it for her grandson, who ended up being, Jeremiah Smith. It was a purple AR-15. On top of that, man, they traced his records, his call records. They got a search warrant to look at his call log, his call records, and noticed that Jeremiah Smith had been in Houston the night that the shooting took place. It revealed that he was in the area of the shooting when it took place, and it also showed that he had communicated with Christian.
This paperwork he got, this some of the same paperwork that I got. So maybe this video is not one of the ones that was speculating that that her death had something to do with my situation. Or maybe I'm speaking too soon. Maybe it's gonna switch up. But I mean, it's in black and white for the most part. I mean, I got all of the documents. I don't know if he does or whatever, but all the other bloggers, all the junky bloggers with missing teeth and all of that, this shit right here. Y'all just run with what y'all want to run with.
Williams, the guy who was shot in the stomach minutes before the shooting took place, you know what I'm saying, and Desto was killed. So they both ended up getting charged with murder, man, and they haven't been sentenced yet, but they're locked up right now. After everything came out, the rumors circulated that this was a hit in retaliation for young Dolph, but that doesn't appear to be the case. And Hernandez Govan, he actually addressed, the rumors.
Hey, a humble soul, I apologize. I sincerely apologize. Um, from what I just heard, you just cleared that up and spoke the truth. Uh, this night right here. We was at Stony River, and I actually I had bought her sister a car. Should have saved that money, but yeah, I bought her sister a car and invited her up there. She came up there. She actually pulled up over my house that night. Yeah, we kicked it, chilled out, watched a little movie, and she kept it moving. But yeah, just sitting here reminiscing on this night right here. Crazy.
About a month after the murder, Hernandez Govan posted on Facebook, "I think I cursed you, Destinee, with my lifestyle. I apologize, baby."
I wouldn't be able to sit here do no interview with you in this space if I knew that someone had something to do with my daughter being killed. It's just, again, but I see it, you know what I'm saying, and I don't see it, you know what I'm saying, because
So why you made that post and you was apologizing, like in that post?
Are you referring to the post that I made when I told her I apologize for my lifestyle cursing her? Man, my daughter, her side of the family, from her mom, grandmama, uncles, and all them people, good people. You know what I'm saying?
Them folks ain't shit. Well, not a grandmama. Buster ass uncle. Man, I almost just said something. I'm gonna keep it moving, y'all. Can't wait that.
You know, they heavily involved in church and all of this. So, you know, it's like all the things that she picked up on growing up, you know what I'm saying, trying to get some money and hustling. And I feel like she got there from me, and she picked it up from seeing me doing what I was doing in the streets when I was in the streets. And so that was just me apologizing to her for that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't had nothing to do with my current situation or nothing like that. Anybody that know, they know what happened to my daughter and the reason.
A lot of Cash Desto had built, momentum off her rap career on her own. She was really persevering and was determined to become a superstar when
Definitely.
everything happened. Prior to her passing,
See, man, my baby had did songs with No Cap, Julio, Fulio, and uh, Big Moochie Great from Paper Out. I don't know what happened to that song. In that song, she actually was talking about me on that song. She was like, what she say? It was something like, I shoot like my daddy, it's in my veins or something. But yeah, that story got taken down. I don't know if she had a disliking for Moochie or whatever, or what happened. Or Moochie may have took it down or what, but uh, yeah.
Desto, she had some motion, man. She had
She was definitely having emotion. All this shit she was doing, it was on her own. Like I ain't put none of that together. Like she pulled up on Uzi, No Cap, Julio, Fulio. She got them connections on her own. My baby was a hustler. She knew how to talk. She knew how to when she got around the right people. She knew what to do and she knew what to say. She come from that environment.
did music with Lil Uzi Vert. She was tied in with him, and she was actually chopping it up with Kodak Black about possibly signing to his label, man. So she was moving in the right direction before, unfortunately, she was murdered. It's a sad situation, to see. She was definitely a talented woman, man, and
Facts.
seems like she had a lot of potential for sure, man. But I just wanted to put a video together on that. Like and subscribe, man, if you're not already connected with us and you enjoyed it.
All right, so here are the actual documents surrounding my daughter's homicide. Came from the lead detective on the case, Detective Lovelace, the state of Texas versus Jeremiah Smith. In the name and by authority of state of Texas, before me, the undersigned Assistant District Attorney of Harris County, Texas. This day appeared the undersigned defiant who under oath says that he has good reason to believe and does believe that in Harris County, Texas, Jeremiah Smith, also known as Pac Baby J, styled the defendant on or about September 24th, 2022, did then and there unlawfully, intentionally, and knowingly cause the death of Destinee Govan by shooting the complainant with a deadly weapon, namely a firearm. It is further presented that in Harris County, Texas, Jeremiah Smith, also known as Pac Baby J, styled the defendant on or about September 24th, 2022, and did there unlawfully intend to cause serious bodily harm, injury to Destinee Govan, called the complainant, and did cause the death of complainant by intentionally and knowingly committing an act clearly dangerous to human life, namely by shooting it and in the direction of complainant with a deadly weapon, namely a firearm. Probable cause. Defiant Lovelace, the detective, is a certified peace officer presently employed as a homicide detective with the Houston Police Department. Defiant has good reason to believe and does believe that on September 24th, 2022 in Houston, Harris County, Texas, Jeremiah Smith, black male, birth date 7/31/2003, did commit the felony offense of murder. My belief is based on the following. Affiant and his partner, Sergeant Duncan, were assigned to conduct the scene investigation and follow-up investigation in the murder of Destinee Govan, which occurred on September 24, 2022, in the 5500 block of Richmond Avenue. Affiant and Sergeant Duncan arrived on the scene and spoke with Houston Police Department officer E. Bettinger, the primary patrol officer on the scene. Officer Bettinger said that he and his partner, Officer Garcia, were dispatched to a shooting in 02:39 hours and arrived at 02:41 hours. Officer Bettinger said that he and Garcia arrived on the scene and observed a gray Porsche with Tennessee license plate 53AR50 stopped in the far right lane of the westbound traffic. Officer Bettinger said that he approached the vehicle and observed the driver of the vehicle, later identified by her Tennessee driver's license as Destinee Govan, in the driver's seat of the vehicle with a gunshot wound to her head. Officer Bettinger said a second occupant of the vehicle, later identified as Amira Hughes, was found near the vehicle with a gunshot wound to the leg. That was my daughter's girlfriend. Officer Bettinger said that Christopher Williams was in the parking lot of a strip center and had sustained a gunshot wound to the abdomen. Both Hughes and Williams were transported to Ben Taub Hospital by Houston Fire Department. Officer Bettinger said that Govan was pronounced dead by firefighter Carter at 02:54 hours. Officer Bettinger said that he located a cell phone with a Louisiana identification card for Williams in the middle lane of Richmond Avenue. Officer Bettinger said that he observed several fired pistol and rifle casings around the gray Porsche. Sergeant Duncan conducted the scene investigation. Sergeant Duncan told the defiant that fired .223 casings were recovered from the street behind the gray Porsche and that fired 9mm casings were recovered from the street in front of the gray Porsche. Sergeant Duncan told Defiant that a blood trail was located leading from the driver's side door of the gray Porsche to the parking lot where Williams had been located. Sergeant Duncan told Defiant that in the path of the blood trail he located an AR-15 pistol chambered in .223 round. A fire interviewed Amara Hughes at Ben Taub Hospital. Hughes told Defiant that she and Govan had been at the Spear nightclub in Houston and were traveling to another club. Hughes said that a dark vehicle was stopped in front of them and that the driver and front passenger exited the vehicle. Hughes said the front passenger was a short black male with a black and white bandana covering his face. Hughes said that this male started shooting a handgun at her and Govan while they were still sitting in the gray Porsche. Hughes said that she saw Govan retrieve a handgun from between the driver's seat and the center console and believes Govan fired the handgun. A 9mm casing was located just outside the driver's door of the gray Porsche. Affiant spoke with Officer K, who was assigned to monitor Williams at Ben Taub Hospital. Officer K said that Williams told her that he had celebrated his birthday at the Spear nightclub and was riding with some females he met at Spear nightclub to another party. Williams said that they were stopped behind a Porsche at a stoplight and when he saw the occupants of the Porsche get ambushed. Yeah, right. Williams said that the suspects exited a black pickup and exchanged gunfire with the driver of the Porsche. Williams said the driver of the Porsche was standing outside of the Porsche during the shooting. Officer K told Defiant that Williams later changed his story. Williams said that the suspects were in a black Mercedes-Benz truck and that 4 people exited this vehicle and exchanged gunfire with the occupants of the Porsche. A fire interviewed Williams at Ben Taub Hospital. Williams told Defiant that he currently resided in Alexandria, Louisiana. Williams said that he and his friends, who he only knew as Baby 10, TG, and Scully, were at the Spear nightclub. Williams said they were all from Louisiana. Williams said when he left the club, he jumped into a car with a bunch of females who he had just met. You're right. Williams said they were going to an after hours club. Williams said they were at a red light somewhere. Williams said he saw the Porsche and saw 2 cars in front of the Porsche. Williams said one of the cars was black. Williams said he saw 3 people get out of a black car and then all hell broke loose, meaning people started shooting. Williams said the woman in the car in front of him, meaning Govan, jumped out of the car and started shooting. Williams said the guys were probably trying to rob the woman, meaning Govan. Williams said he took off running. Govan was assigned Harris County Institute of Forensic Science and was positively identified by fingerprints as Destinee Govan. Dr. Pramod Gupini of the Harris County Institute of Forensic Science had conducted Govan's autopsy and ruled the death a homicide by perforating gunshot wounds of the arm and head. Affiant received 2 National Integrated Ballistic Information Network lead notifications. Affiant reviewed 1 of the NIBIN lead notifications and found that the fired 9mm casing recovered in this incident matched fired 9mm casings recovered in Alexandria, Louisiana case number 220909004. Affiant reviewed the second NIBIN lead notification and found the fired 223 cases recovered in this incident matched fired 223 cases recovered in Alexandria, Louisiana case 220-823-0037. Affiant completed an ATF E-Trace form for the AR-15 pistol that had been recovered at the scene. Affiant received a Crime Stoppers tip naming Travion Warden, Mac 10, and Jeremiah Pack Baby J as possible suspects in this incident. The tipster said the suspects were from Alexandria, Louisiana. Affiant obtained videos from public service cameras in the downtown area of Houston. Affiant viewed video from the public service camera located on the corner of Travis Street and P Street. The video showed Govan exiting a parking garage on the Travis Street in her gray Porsche Macan. Following Govan out of the parking garage was a black Mercedes-Benz four-door and a gray Ram 1500. The gray Ram 1500 had chrome rims. Affiant viewed video from other public service cameras that showed the route Govan had driven when leaving downtown area. Affiant observed on the videos that the black Mercedes-Benz four-door and the gray Ram 1500 with chrome rims continued to follow Govan out of the downtown area. Affiant viewed surveillance video from the Shell gas station located at 3202 Chimney Rock Road. Affiant saw that traffic traveling westbound on Richmond Avenue stopped at the traffic light at Richmond Avenue in Chimney Rock at approximately 2:32 a.m. Affiant obtained video surveillance from the Circle West Plaza shopping strip located on southeast corner of 5500 Richmond Avenue. Affiant found the time on the surveillance video to be approximately 30 minutes ahead of real time. Affiant studied the video extensively and was able to determine that Govan was driving the gray Porsche Macan westbound in the 5500 block of Richmond Avenue and was in the far right lane of traffic. Govan was stopped at a traffic light. A dark vehicle was stopped in front of Govan's gray Porsche, and a truck was stopped behind Govan's gray Porsche. Affiant saw that a figure on the passenger side of the dark vehicle that was stopped in front of Govan had approached the front passenger side of Govan's gray Porsche. Affiant saw that a figure on the driver's side of the truck had approached the driver's side of the gray. I already read that. Affiant saw that the truck behind Govan's gray Porsche pulled out from behind her and into the middle lane of traffic. Affiant saw that the truck was gray and had the same chrome rims as was seen on the public safety cameras from downtown. Affiant saw that the truck and the black vehicle that had been in front of Govan's gray Porsche sped away westbound on Richmond Avenue, and that these were the last vehicles to travel through the intersections of Richmond Avenue and Chimney Rock. Affiant then saw Williams walk south across the westbound lanes of Richmond Avenue, across the median and across the eastbound lanes of Richmond Avenue, and into the parking lot of the shopping strip in the 5500 block of Richmond Avenue, where he collapsed. He said, that's the one my daughter hit. Affiant viewed photos from Flock license plate reader located on Richmond Avenue just west of Chimney Rock Road from September 24, 2022 between 2:32 a.m. and 2:35 a.m. and identified the suspect's vehicle as a Ram 1500 with Texas license plate SDP 4573 and a dark vehicle with Texas license plate SCD 2673. Affiant ran Texas license plate through the HPD computer system and found it to be registered to a gray 2021 Ram 1500. Affiant ran Texas license plate through the HPD computer system and found it to be registered to a black 2018 Mercedes-Benz E30. The black 2018 Mercedes-Benz E30 was the same vehicle seen exiting the parking garage in the downtown area behind Govan when she left the Spear nightclub. Affiant asked detective neighbors to check both license plates through the NVLS. Detective neighbors found that the 2018 black Mercedes-Benz E30 had been captured by license plate reader on US 165 in Rapides Parish, Louisiana on September 4th, 2022. US I-65 is a highway that runs southwest out of Alexandria, Louisiana to Interstate 10 near Lake Charles, Louisiana. The black Mercedes-Benz E30 had also been captured on license plate readers in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on September 10, 2022. Between September 27, 2022 and September 30th, 2022, Affiant was in phone contact with Sergeant T. Berman of the Alexandria, Louisiana Police Department. Sergeant T. Beeman told Affiant that their agency was conducting a murder investigation and had developed Travion Warden and Jeremiah Smith as possible suspects. Affiant remembered that the Crime Stoppers tip he had received had the same two names. Sergeant T. Beeman asked Affiant if the AR-15 pistol that had been recovered was a purple color. Affiant told Sergeant T. Beeman that the AR-15 pistol that had been recovered was purple. Sergeant T. Beeman told Affiant that he had a photo of the defendant, Pac Baby J, holding a purple AR-15 pistol. Sergeant T. Beeman provided Affiant with photos of Travion Warden and the weapon. Affiant learned that when the defendant had been arrested and booked in the Rapids Parish Sheriff's Department jail, he used home address as 3804 Jennifer Street, Alexandria, Louisiana. Affiant received the firearms trace summary report from ATF for the AR-15 pistol. Affiant found that the AR-15 pistol had been purchased by Celestine Polk, 3804 Jennifer Street, Alexandria, Louisiana. This was the same address that the defendant had listed as his home address when he was arrested. Damn idiots. Affiant studied extensively surveillance video from the Tailspin Family Downtown YMCA located at 808 P Street. Affiant saw a black Mercedes-Benz four-door and a gray Ram 1500 with chrome rims had parked in the Tailspin Family Downtown YMCA parking garage. Affiant noted that two males and one black male had exited the gray Ram 1500 with chrome rims, and the four black males had exited the black Mercedes-Benz four-door. Affiant identified the following people from the Ram 1500 with chrome rims: driver Augusto Vallard, front passenger, rear passenger Christian Williams. Affiant identified the following people from the black Mercedes: driver Jordan James, front passenger, left rear passenger defendant Jeremiah Smith. Affiant had a booking photo of the defendant from Rapids Parish Sheriff's Office. Affiant compared the defendant's booking photo to the person seen in the Tailspin Family Downtown YMCA parking garage surveillance video that exited the left rear passenger seat of the black Mercedes-Benz four-door and found him to be the person. Defendant's booking photo is attached as Exhibit A. Affiant saw that these males had walked to the Spirit nightclub located at 1720 Main Street. Affiant saw that after the males had gone into the Spirit nightclub, Govan had parked her gray Porsche in the Tailspin Family Downtown YMCA parking garage. Govan, Hughes, and several other people who had arrived at the parking garage in separate vehicles walked to the Spirit nightclub. After Affiant saw that after the Spirit nightclub had closed for the night, Vallard, the unidentified male, Williams, James, the unidentified black male, Warden, and Smith returned to the Tailspin Family Downtown YMCA parking garage and loitered in front of their parked vehicles. Affiant saw that when these males observed Govan walking from the Spear nightclub toward the Tailspin Family Downtown YMCA parking garage, they started entering the gray Ram 1500 with chrome rims and the black Mercedes-Benz four-door. Prior to getting in the vehicle, Smith and Williams removed an item from the trunk of the black Mercedes-Benz four-door. Smith got into the back seat of the black Mercedes-Benz four-door behind the driver. Williams got into the back seat of the gray Ram 1500 with chrome rims. See, all of this was a setup. Like, from the inside, when they spotted her seeing her jewelry and decided they wanted to rob her, just some kids that want to rob my baby. Some broke, busted, and disgusted ass kids seen my baby and was hating on her. This had nothing to do with no damn paper route. I'm sick and tired of all these blogs and all these journalists just making up shit for clickbait because it sound good. The same shit I went and did and went and got this work, y'all could have been did it. Man, y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section, man. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. Rest in peace to my baby, y'all. I'm out.